The first Descendant just got its biggest news and dev updates yet. We also got a sneak peek at some of the new things coming with the patch. We have some new guides, tips, and even farming strategies, a collection of all spreadsheets and discoveries from the community, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the first Descendant. So we have some of the biggest news yet, and we had this come out yesterday night. So over on the Discord they did make a new game announcement, where they said there's a hotfix incoming, and they're preparing a hotfix that includes matchmaking for infiltration operations or dungeons on hard mode. So essentially on hard mode you could queue up for most things, however the infiltration system and the operations there, those were not able to be queued. Those have a score and a point system tied to them, which do allow you to get certain patterns. Those are usually typically harder to get and will be used in the hard mode bosses, which by the way, the void intercept battles always did have matchmaking. It was just the infiltration operation dungeons. However, now they are going to be doing that, and they'll update as soon as possible, so please stay tuned. Again, that's going to help you a ton on getting those gold patterns to be used with the hard mode bosses. The hard mode infiltration operations were actually quite difficult, especially to solo. Even with my 50,000 defense, it really didn't help against some of these bosses. They're very strong, so I am glad that they did add a matchmaking system here. That is quite huge. A lot of people have been asking this, so I'm glad they're listening and updating very quickly. They also gave us a future on some of the other issues that they're addressing. So I said there's some optimization issues. This is typical with the console platform. It seems like PC runs fairly well. However, it does seem like the console platform is having some issues, especially the PS5. They went on here to say, Descendants, we know that the optimization issues are frequently discussed in the community, and that they're thoroughly investigating the problem and also continuously preparing it for the patches. And they said thank you for your patience and support. Again, I don't know if they mean here the hotfix or the patch itself. More than likely, obviously, they're probably going to need a patch or to patch some stuff with the engine, as I don't believe anything with the hotfix is going to fix any performance issues, although they did have it before where something was fixed with the performance issue, and that was only done via a hotfix, but this time it's more likely going to need a bigger patch. Which, yeah, we haven't got one yet. We haven't gotten a patch at all. We've only received hotfix so far. Hopefully we do get an actual game patch here sometime soon. We also have some more official tweets here from the first Descendant Twitter. They went on here to say that you can customize your Xbox controller, and that the first Descendant is now a part of the Xbox Design Lab. So you can get a controller inspired by the first Descendant to jump in the next-gen shooter. And you can see that preview here with a first Descendant outlook. I'll leave a link to the Xbox Design Lab down below, although it looks like they might not have added it just yet. I don't see it under the game section, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Additionally, we have a farming guide here for the energy activators. And this person down below included a farming strategy for them. Essentially, instead of having to pay the $25 for those, this is the way that you can farm those, and these are really useful. You're going to need these to upgrade your weapons and Descendants, and whoever you're maining, you're more than likely when you get into hard mode are going to need to actually use one of these. In fact, you're probably going to need to use both of them, at least on one weapon and one Descendant. You do want to make this decision with a heavyweight here, because you only do get 2 throughout the entire campaign for free. After that, you will either need to farm these up, which do take quite a while. You're also going to need to do Volts. Again, this specifically will be in Vespers, and if you don't have Enzo, more than likely you should either farm for him, but you can do it without him. Although you do get a ton of materials with Enzo. In fact, I think you get like 100k shards. There's a few other things there with that, so Enzo should be priority. If you haven't farmed him up yet, I do have a guide that I'll include down below. It's also on my channel that you can click through. After that, it's mostly just missions runs here. They teach you how to get the heat plasma and the ion particles, and which missions are typically best to run, and how many you'll typically get per run. Now they go on to say here that the time to farm this could be between 10 to 20 hours in total, at least per energy activator. Again, make sure you're using this on the correct Descendant that you want and one of the weapons. That's really all you'll need to get through hard mode. You technically don't need a third one unless you really want to main multiple Descendants here, or you want to do this on multiple weapons. I do suggest only using one on a weapon, either the Tamer or an ultimate weapon. Whatever ultimate weapon you want to decide there. The ultimate weapons are really good and very strong for both farming and bossing. I'm also worried that the Tamer might get nerfed, so I wouldn't maybe use it on that one, but it is one of the better boss weapons now, and if you do want to farm one out eventually, maybe it is better to use now than later before they do nerf it. Seems like the hardest one on here is to get the energy activator BP, which you have to get through the Empress material pattern 3. You could essentially one-shot the Gravewalker as many times as you want. However, this person seems to have done it over 46 times, so it could take you quite a while. Although someone recommended here, you should probably do all these on hard mode, and if if you are farming vaults, you should do it in a group of 4, as this will actually give mats to everybody in the party. And then there is some better missions here with Fortress. There are particle ones that you can do on hard mode, so look around for those. Maybe I'll include a guide on this. It seems like there actually is some decent stuff here. This person was able to get 1.6 million Cooper shards and enough for 16 crystallization catalysts, which is just absolutely insane, so that should be the better farm there. Moving on though, I'm going to include a link to this, which is a guide, spreadsheet, and discovery from the community. It is all the spreadsheets, all the different guides and locations, how to do different things here. Whether or not you need some void shard guides or infiltrations, things like that, material farming, there's a ton of stuff here, including all the data spreadsheets that I've talked about before, the damage types, weaknesses, damage calculations, farming locations, also of course the community wiki, some suggested modules, and even some build guides here. I might have some more in the coming future, but this should help you for now. Again, more than likely I'll include a link to this Reddit post in every single guide I post, as this just has everything encapsulated in it and will help you for my farm guides as well as future stuff there. Some last minute mentionables here. We did have some community wants and desires. So we have this post here that they said at least a little bit of caliber should be earned in game. I do agree, it should be a small amount or something, but there should be some type of caliber that you can earn within the game. Typically there is something, and it helps get people in the door with that there. So I'm not sure there's an incentive for both the company and the player base to receive caliber. I think it could help out the player base with a little bit of certain stuff. More than likely I would just use mine to speed up some of the research time for some things. I also think, again, it's going to help people get their foot in the door with spending. I'm really not sure why they didn't have a potential or possibility to earn the caliber, or at least a little bit of it. Typically with all free-to-play games, again, they do have some type of earning with this, for being able to earn a little bit of in-game currency. Honestly surprised with that there. I'm surprised they didn't include that in the compensation packages that we received, but at least we got those overall, and we'll have to see in the future. Also, another last minute mentionable here, if you guys are having trouble finding groups, especially for some of the stuff here like farming with the Cooper shards, you can head over to the Discord. They actually did reorganize the LFG system, so they're separated to void and just regular LFG, so that way now you can look for bosses, you can look for hard mode stuff, you can look for the Cooper shard farming, so you can kind of mix it up and match there. There's also been a few additional updates there, and including there is an in-game chat, and if you didn't know, you actually have to tab over to the world chat section. Not sure what the keybind is for controller players, but there is a world chat, not just the regular chat or the local chat. There is some stuff there. It's sometimes constantly getting spammed, but there is that option for you there. I also want to mention, as of last night, I did put out the Jaber guide. I know a lot of people have been asking for that guide, so I finally did finish that one. I'll leave a link to that down below, or you can always go through my channel and find that. I'll also potentially have some future guides here coming in the next few days. Again, for more Descendant characters, as well as a build guide for Volby, and maybe a few other things there. I'm trying to work out a few other things with that. So do be sure to check out the channel in the coming days if you want to check out for that stuff. Overall, it should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and to the next. Deuces.